I'll go ahead and look at the tape, but I don't think it's one of our better days out there. You know, we're in the second week of practice. The eye in the sky doesn't lie. A lot of times as a coach, I learned a long time ago, it's never as bad as you think, or sometimes never as good. So we'll take a look. Some of the guys were not able to finish practice today, Jake Mulhar and Drew Van Manen. I think both of those are soft tissue issues, so we don't foresee a long rehab time on those guys. We still don't have Tanner back or Wingert, but they're getting closer. Rob's getting real close, so hopefully the next couple of practices we'll have them back. So at this time, questions.
Okay, what didn't you like? Was it just execution intensity? What
Attention to detail. You know, you jumps off sides, wrong alignments on defense. Those are all classic case when you're a young football team. The want-to's there, but to really, you know, reach down in your gut to be able to focus and to execute and get through. You know, many times football games are mirrored by how a season is in your practice. You know, you get to the tail end and you're tired, your attention to detail is not where it needs to be. And the only thing we can do as coaches is press our guys and put them in those situations to get them through that. And, you know, it'd be easy for me to come in and have a paintbrush and paint it all great and tell you it's all great, but that's less than honest. You know, our fans need to recognize we're going to get there, but today was not one of those days that I think we took a step forward.
Is this sort of the time where maybe the upperclassmen who are going to be leaders sort of step in and help out with that, or is it just every man kind of?
Well, you know what? Yes. The answer is yes. But then along with that, you know, there's leadership throughout your football team. And like I said too, once I look at the tape, once we look at the tape, there's probably some good things that occurred out there. But to really be a championship level team, these are days that you don't have. And we had them, and we got to learn from it and Fido, forget it and drive on.
Do you know, when you look at the tape, Craig, do you talk with coaches and, you know, how do you try to get, you said you still coach them up, obviously you don't give up, but do you address it with them? I mean, in your experience, how do you try to get them over this hump?
You know what, the thing is that's why you got coach on your shirt, Robert. You know, and this is a cliche, there's a difference between a pat on the back and a kick in the butt, and it's 18 inches, so you better take close aim. Every young man is different. You work with every person differently, and that's one of the challenges that I have as a head football coach, knowing the whole group. I also recognize that there are guys out there that want to be good, they just don't know how to be good yet, and that's where we're at. We got to be realistic too. I need to be realistic. We're in the second week of fall camp, and to me, the game's right around the corner. Some of these guys, they think it's eternity, and I remember I was probably one of those guys trying to figure out a way to get off the field subconsciously. My ankle hurt. I can't go, coach. Well, you know what? Nobody ever died of a broken ankle or a sprained ankle. Long ways away from your heart.
The scrimmage coming up, Craig. I mean, I know you've still got a lot of practice. Do you know what you kind of want to do as far as number of plays or format, or is that still something you'll talk about as it gets a little closer?
You know what? We'd like to get around 70 plays, but that's going to be contingent upon how many players we have with different groups. But we think it's important to have that number of guys out and that number of plays just to get ourselves game ready.
Coach, one thing that seems to be, from watching practice, seems to be going well is the pass rush. It seems like the pass rush is. I know there's two sides. I know there's two sides to that.
That's way to be glasses half full. That's great. I agree with you. You know what? Carl Granderson's up to 240 pounds now, and he's got a great first step. I think we're getting better push inside. Kevin Prosser's a good edge rusher as well. We've been doing some blitzes, and that's positive because certainly last year we did not generate enough sacks. What occurs in sacks is there are negative plays, and then the ball, now you got a third and real long situation, and the chance of getting off the field go way up, and also the number of takeaways you get. So we're more athletic, there's no doubt about that, and we've added more size, and so I need to be mindful of that. Thanks for bringing that up.
These soft tissue things, I mean, they're not concussions, but you still don't see them. It seems like there's a lot. Is that just a typical camp thing? Or
but we've charted it. We've got more hamstrings than we normally do. It's been our experience. So typically you go through the year and there's some injury that just that year. Why is it spiked? We're trying to get our arms wrapped around it. Last year at this time, I think we had 6 guys out with concussions. And right now we've got, I don't think anybody out with a diagnosed concussion. So flip one for the other. And I also know this, it's always amazing to me. this injury list that I have, as we get closer to game week, it all gets better. They all go see the wizard, and they're all fine. Put me in, coach. That's it.